The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. We kick things off right now Monday morning, just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and we got markets right now slightly in the red, off 18 points in the S&Ps, trading at 67.04. You have the NASDAQ 100. We're negative by 63 points, 24,803. The Dow right now, negative by 195 points, or 0.4%, 46,456. And you got the Russell, negative by 6. Crypto, trading a little bit lower. Check out that overnight session. Crypto, you got Bitcoin, down by about $2,300. How's that for some selling for you? Well, that acceleration from about 114 to 112.5. 750 Bitcoins. It's a lot of Bitcoins in 5 minutes, man. 750 Bitcoins when they're all trading at $112,000. You have Ethereum right now. Similar action. Cascading lower. You got Ethereum sitting at 42.05 right now. We jump over to the 10-year. Sitting at about 4.12. The 10-year positive by 4 ticks right now at 112.28. You jump over the dollar index, DXY. Backing off from the highs in 97.82. We're at 97.41. And how about that gold contract, folks? Up by $50. We're up $100 from the lows of Thursday, right? Talk about a run, man. 37.63. That's an all-time high on gold. Just looking at the volume. We take a look at the volume. They had a bunch of selling on Wednesday, a bunch of selling on Thursday. On Friday, you got an acceleration, but you did it on lighter volume. All right, check out that volume. Zoom in on the action, just even talking about the highs. But boy, today, I think we're going to blow it away. It's only 9:12 in the morning, and you're already at 118,000 contracts, and we did 180,000 on Friday. Talk about a move. And yeah, they're already talking about it on some of that selling on crypto. Let's kick it off. How about $1.5 billion in bullish wagers liquidated? Yeah, you talk about it, man. $1.5 billion. The liquidation of nearly $500 million of leveraged long positions in Ether sent that token falling. And you had $1.5 billion in bullish wagers liquidated across the crypto sector. Whew. Yeah, we just showed you the volumes. All right, we jump around to some other equities. So, Oracle. They're going to be the ones controlling the new algorithm. There we are. So TikTok's algorithm going to be secured by Oracle in that Trump-backed deal. Oracle is going to recreate and provide security for a new U.S. version of that algorithm under a deal to sell the app to a consortium of American investors. Now, Oracle today, that news already baked into that equity. You look over to Oracle shares, and you're down with the market by a couple dollars. We're trading at 308 right now. You're down barely. You got the S&Ps lower, NASDAQ lower, Oracle down by a few pennies right now. You jump over to some of the other equities, Tesla shares up by about $4 in the pre-market. You jump over to some of the tech stocks. Apple up by $3. There you go. Not the case with some of the other tech stocks. Microsoft down by $3 right now. You jump over to Amazon shares, down by about $1. Google down by a couple bucks. You jump over to the chip stocks. Nvidia down by about $1. S&P's off by 19, and we got gold rocking to all-time highs. You jump over to silver right now, up by 1.9%. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming right back. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Apologies, folks, some technical difficulties, but we got there. Thank you to my producer, Al, getting me on straight. S&P's right now, off by 17, folks. We take a look at the dollar right now. You got the DXY. There's your dollar. Backing off a bit. We're trading right now at 97.41, and that brought you to all-time highs on the gold contract. You take a look. You know, we got a little bounce going on right now in the dollar, but boy, all things considered, we're just pushing the lows, okay? You had quite the little acceleration the last 3 days last week, coming off Fed Day, of course. But there was a lot priced in, and we'll see where we go. But boy, no real momentum yet, as we're just back to the beginning of last week, and the dollar continues to push new lows right now, and that driving the gold contract to all-time highs at 37.57. Now, what's remarkable here is, folks, we're coming up to the 1 to 1.618 expansion. That number's at about 38.20. We just traded to 37.60, and that's a 1 to 1.618 expansion of the move you had beginning last February when gold was at $2,000. Jump over the XAU and the HUI. Yeah, it's even bigger and stratospheric. We're going to open higher than that today. Some of these movers today, you're going to get some big pops on the open right now. Let's see. Yeah, you get Harmony up by about $1. Vista continues to run. Vista's going to be up another 8 pennies on the open to 237. AEM's going to push 165 from 161. Jump over to New Gold, pushing 677. We check out some of the silver stocks. You're going to have Hecla up at 1150 from almost 1096. First Majestic pushing 1106. Going to break the highs of last week. Look at that one. Quite a run for some of those metal stocks, indeed. All right, we jump. What else we got going on? Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this one shapes the future. We're talking about those visas. You just jump to the front page. So this is only going to be for new workers, not past workers. There's a lot of unknown when this first was announced. The sudden change created chaos. Company warning affected employees to return to the U.S. immediately, refrain from traveling overseas. They weren't sure how this would impact current students, current workers. Yeah, India, 71% of those H-1B visas. Amazon, I saw. I'll pull up the article I was reading this morning. Yeah, there it is. Amazon, the greatest benefactor with 10,000, Tata Consultancy at 5, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Google, and then you go down to Cognizant, JP Morgan, Walmart, and Deloitte. So of the 85,000 visas issued each year, 20,000 is set aside for advanced U.S. degree holders with a master's or higher. Demand always vastly outstrips supply. 470,000 people applied. We'll see as that one battles on. You jump over to Intel shares today, trading flat at $29.58 right now. And this one from Bloomberg, and yeah, Intel needs a lot, folks. There's a lot of optimism priced in. I think they got a downgrade last week, right? Talking about even the investment in NVIDIA. It's going to take a lot to go right for this equity. The foundry business, largely a money-losing operation, despite generating $18 billion in revenue over its last year, with losses of $13 billion on those numbers, man. You look at it. And yeah, they make the deal with Intel last week. It's up 50% so far this year. But yeah, what do they need? They need to be producing strong and durable earnings growth in their foundry business. And guess what? When asked if NVIDIA will use Intel's foundry services, NVIDIA billed the agreement as a product tie-up and said it would continue to be a customer of TSM, right? Don't get too excited about that deal, folks. This is all a negotiation. $5 billion means nothing to NVIDIA. $5 billion is a 20-cent move in NVIDIA's stock. 20 cents. 20 cents. That's all it is. 25 billion shares outstanding in that equity. Almost 24-point-something billion. So yes, NVIDIA does a lot of business with China, of course. NVIDIA knows that the government's now a private investor in Intel, so why would you not be trying to do that deal, right? But yeah, as the headline says, chip factory win is what they need for that foundry business to get it done. But they have a long way to go, folks. Yeah, check it out. Without an improved outlook, Intel's valuation keeps getting more expensive. If the stock remains unchanged, it would trade at about 43 times earnings at the end of its 2026 fiscal year. Yeah, that number's going to fall to 24 times earnings if the stock price would also remain flat through 2027 fiscal year. Yeah, there's still going to be at 24 times earnings if it's flat through 2027. And then you jump to Tylenol. And so this report, it looks like, is going to come out today. Is Trump reportedly going to link autism to the pain relief of Tylenol? And yeah, many experts do remain skeptical. You know, one of the tough parts about this is that, you know, I never understood, and maybe this is what they already knew was coming out, right? That you come in April and you're like, within 5 months, I'm going to find the cause of autism. What happened to have vaccines causing autism? I want to know what causes autism. All right, but what happened to vaccine causing autism? Do they not cause autism? You know, Tylenol's a drug. I'm sure there's side effects. I'm sure there's risk. Could it? Yeah, you're damn right it could. And you jump over to the Tylenol maker, Kenvue, and there's your escalation. We'll put it on the daily. They're going to have to deal with that again today. You spike lower on the news. 17 days ago that was going to come out? You're going to be down by another $1 today as you're pushing 1766 from 1844 yesterday. So watch for some volatility on that equity. All right, folks, we got markets slightly in the red. Amazon shares going to open down by about $1. S&P is off by 17. NASDAQ 100 off by 53. Stay tuned, folks. We'll come back, look at some equities.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets open. S&P's up. We're used to positive markets. Negative across the board right now. Off by 15 points right now in the S&P's NASDAQ 100. You're off by about 0.2%. Similar action, off by 43 points. Dow off by about 0.4% or 166 points in the red. And you got the Russell off by 0.4 as well. Keeping our eye on Bitcoin. As you got some selling in crypto, Bitcoin down by about 2% right now. You jump over to Ethereum, down by 5.6%. How about that acceleration, right? Look at that liquidation last night. Really had some selling going on. Not in the metals market, though, folks. They were buying. Gold up by $51, and yeah. Take a look at some of those moves, man. We're going to get some volume today. We'll see if we get, it would be great to blow it out with more than about 251,000 contracts on the gold contract, folks. That's what we did last Wednesday, the 17th. And we're trying to break above that number right now today. And we've done about 122,000 so far. Jump back to silver right now. You got silver trading up by 2% as well, 53.79. You take a look at the volume on silver. That was some good volume on Friday. Probably going to get some follow through today. Check out copper right now. Yeah, we backed off a bit last week. Copper just continuing to struggle in the face of some tariff volatility that we saw in August. Yeah, you jump to some of those equities. And yeah, how about that volume on Harmony, right? Harmony's up another 5.5% today. Now, that was all on the close, okay? That's what I want to get into. Yeah, talking about Harmony, that's all where it came from, though, folks. On the close, 15.6 million shares. Right? Whew, look at that number, man. But guess what? It counts. What's remarkable is we were already up to that level when that volume came in at the close. You're getting a boost today. Metal prices higher. Harmony, tremendous volume. We're coming back to test the highs, 1877. That's the 1 to 1.618 expansion from earlier in the year. Now you're coming into this bar from April 21st. But you blew it apart last week on volume, but that's 37 million shares on a weekly basis. We'll see where we go this week as markets drift a bit higher on the open. Tesla continuing to push towards the highs, up by about 2%, and on a weekly basis, check out the volume. Just keeps going, right? Strong volume the week of September 8th, stronger volume the week of September 15th. This week of December 16th, we had tremendous volume to get above that for 645 million shares. Apple up by 1.8%. They caught a lift last week on some strong iPhone 17 sales in Asia. Look at this run, man. From April at 168 to 250. Let's put it on a daily. Yeah, so we had options expiration on Friday, folks, as well. So you look at some of these volume numbers, right, on the close. Okay, Apple, 52.6 million on the close. Microsoft down about 0.5%. Look at all the volume numbers. Just huge numbers when you talk about it. But guess what? We had a massive option expiration volume coming in. Amazon, Microsoft, jump over to Google. So interesting. Google actually hired today, and one of the headlines I had pulled up, look at this run Google's on, right? I was reading this one right before the show. The breakup of Google ad tech monopoly on the table in remedy trial. Now, they didn't have to sell off Chrome, of course, but the Justice Department heading to court to force a breakup of Alphabet's Google, seeking to divest its advertising exchange. Full divestiture is not needed, as Google says, and has proposed to make its ad tech tools work seamlessly with those of rivals, arguing that breaking apart integrated tools would harm website publishers and advertisers. But they get a second chance, the government, to force a breakup as it heads to court before a Virginia federal judge who ruled the search giant illegally monopolized advertising technology markets. So it's going to take 2 weeks of testimony from website publishers, advertisers, tech experts, Google's own employees about whether the company should be forced to divest a key piece of its business, the advertising exchange AdX. And they mentioned they scored a major win earlier this month when Washington federal judge rejected that to sell Chrome, but this is a different one. In April, this judge, the Virginia judge, Burkema, ruled that Google illegally monopolized ad exchanges, which conduct lightning-fast auctions that connect advertisers to websites. Many people use them, of course, folks. And that'll be the real crux, right? Are they just artificially inflating? And basically, they sell ads for everything on there. Whether it's mobile, whatever it is. So look for that to get some headlines in the next couple weeks of Google and the AdX business. Almost as important as the Chrome business for them. Maybe even more so. We jump around to some other movers. Paramount Skydance pushes to a new one today, up by another 16 pennies to 19.10. Warner Brothers Discovery right now down 2% to 18.94. We jump over to Netflix shares, down about 0.1%. Disney shares down about 0.6%. I started trying to watch a show this weekend, Black Rabbit, Jason Bateman and Jude Law, that just came out on Netflix. It's like the #1 show right now. Interesting. See if we get into it, but it is interesting how Netflix, they always get something good out there, it feels like. You scan the other different areas, but it feels like Netflix always has something good out there, a new show looming that keeps you in. Jump over to Comcast, down about 0.7% right now. Boy, look at this equity, right? Look at this thing. These media companies, man. So Comcast is back to 2015 prices. Disney, 2015 prices. Amazing, right? You could have bought Disney and Comcast in 2015. You would have made nothing over the last 10 years. Just shows you diversification, folks. Warner Brothers Discovery, you would have been a loser over that time. We got a change going on in that arena, for sure. All right, folks. S&P's off by 12. NASDAQ 100 off by 20. We'll come back, take a look at some equities. Don't go away.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps negative by 14. That's quite a monthly chart. Just looking at the context of where we've been, where we're going right now. You jump around to real estate. So Compass, the real estate brokerage, agreed to acquire Anywhere Real Estate for $1.6 billion. Okay, Compass shares trading lower. Well, yeah, you got, let's see, HOUS. There it is. Up by 56%, so that is Anywhere Real Estate, HOUS. And boy, interesting in light of the real estate market, where we're going from there. And we will see. Let's see what else we got going on right now. T-Mobile, a little bit of volatility, but they got a new CEO. They named their COO. So Pfizer is buying weight loss drug developer Metsera. Are up to $7.3 billion. These weight loss drugs, man. So MTSR, let's see how they're trading. Whew, there you go, man. Up by 61.9%. You talk about it. Almost $5 billion, almost a 50% premium to where it closed on Friday. Going to close by the end of the year. There's milestones in this deal that could bring it up to $70 a share, so they want some action on the future. This company went public in January. Amazing, man. Yeah, and this is where, these big companies, just in April, ending the development of their drug was the right decision. Pledged that the company will continue to build its obesity pipeline. Well, here you go. Internal programs and through partnerships or the last part, we're just going to buy companies, acquisitions for Pfizer. It's pretty tough when, look at this equity, right? As in, this company just went to public markets in January. If they had been on the ball a little bit quicker, I wonder if they could have gotten a little bit of a better value. That's what I'd be saying as a shareholder. You're talking about breaking even in Disney and Warner Brothers for 10 years. You're breaking even for almost 30 years on Pfizer. Amazing. Nothing ever lasts forever, folks, on either ways, right? Up and down. You look at the runs that this equity has had. Stratospheric in both directions. Oracle slightly in the green this morning. They're going to be running that TikTok algorithm. Elon appeared to be in the good graces of the president yesterday at the Charlie Kirk Memorial, up by $12. Not sure that's factoring in, but a good thing nonetheless. For Tesla shareholders, as there's always some volatility between that relationship recently, and you're up by almost 3%, up to 440 Tesla on a run lately. And you're doing it with volume, as I said. Now you're coming into this bar of 488 when you had tremendous volume, December 2024. Apple shares continuing higher on that iPhone 17. All right, we'll take a look at some of the home builders right now. All right, Lennar. Yeah, I think, I'm looking for a test here, folks. Okay? You hit 110, ooh, I'm really going to start licking my chops, man. Depending on how we come into it, okay, we got a lot of selling, which is the problem on this little sell-off that we had in the last week on Lennar, on the home builders, right? On the fact that rates maybe got a little bit ahead of itself again. How many times have we gotten ahead of ourselves in this market thinking that the Fed is just going to cut, and it just doesn't play out? Well, watch these home builders, folks, okay? Because you just had Lennar trade from, down 20+% over the last 17 days, folks? And we're coming down to test. TR Horton, yeah, not even close to coming back to test yet, but we got some volume. Some selling. Down by 3% for DR Horton. You jump over to KBH. KB Homes off by about 2%. All right, and this one, folks, is too wild. It's like for all the corruption. What's amazing is, so I watched Bill Maher on Friday night, and he has this gentleman on, Tom Homan, okay, who's the border czar for Trump. You want to talk about corruption, folks, okay? This guy got handed a $50,000 pile of cash in a bag, and he took it, and then the Trump administration just squashed the whole investigation, okay? Folks, it's unfortunate what's going on, okay? This is a real bummer that we're talking about. You can just accept 50,000 piles of cash. He said he wasn't a government official at the time. No, he wasn't, okay? But this was in September, and it was preceding that he was probably going to come back in and be another official in there, okay? And this stemmed from okay, another investigation that was about, Western Texas. In a separate investigation, the subject claimed that Holman was soliciting payments in exchange for awarding contracts should Trump win in the next election. So what do? They send agents to him, and he takes a $50,000 pile of cash in a bag. 50 grand in a bag. And somehow they're calling this a deep state investigation that got squashed, folks. Okay? There it is. It's like called a Justice Department appointee had called a deep state probe is why they ended it. It's a deep state probe, folks. He took 50 grand in cash. And what he's handing out is huge contracts as part of the battle on the border. Folks, you want a great border? Get that guy out of there. $50,000 in a paper bag, practically. Who knows the paper? I don't know. It was in a bag, folks. It was $50,000 in bills. And it took place after somebody else had already said he was taking bribes basically to do things in the next admin. Guess what? Then he gets in and they squash the whole investigation. Doesn't get more remarkable than that, folks. Not sure what else you're looking for than 50,000 piles of bills. All right, folks, we'll come back. We're going to take a look at a little Disney, the mouse, to wrap it up. We got Disney right now, down about 0.6%. We'll take a look. S&Ps. Look at this NASDAQ going for green. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got Disney right now, down about 57 pennies, 113.19, and we're looking for a possible entry. That was the question. The YouTube Tigers Den out here saying, was it YouTube? Let me make sure. Yeah, it was. Shame on me. I got too many good. There we go. Yeah. So, how much patience do you have in our Tigers Den double broad? 92.75. That would be a great one. The worry there is missing it, right? Now, on a longer term basis, okay. Yeah, there's your consolidation area, right? You're kind of chopping around between whether it's $90 and $120. Okay, and we've been doing it for 10 years, that area. You hit the ceiling that we hit in 2024. You hit it early this year. You backed off a bit. That's your monthly. Let's go back to just a little bit shorter term, but a weekly right now. You get this huge acceleration from the May earnings. You even gap away on that week to the level higher. And, what I ask you is, how are you, is this a short term? Is it a long one? Because what does happen here is that, if you're looking longer term, there's nothing wrong with maybe scaling in on a couple equities, on a couple positions, entries, right? Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, and that's their earnings, right? I mean, that's your best risk-reward setup for sure. Yeah, that's your best risk-reward setup. You fill that gap. I don't know if Disney's got a 20-plus percentage point pullback. That's the only tough part there, right? If you got the patience, if you're not worried about missing it, and listen, not worried about missing it's a great strategy, folks, okay? You can't make sure you're in every trade. Yeah, you got gaps all over this acceleration higher, right? On Disney shares as you back it off from there. In the next few years, Disney's going to have a great slate of movies. But this market right now is priced for some lofty levels. Disney pushing 113 right now for that volume. Yeah. Maybe even the first stop of 105, which is the high of that weekly bar, double broad. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Start your Monday right here at TFNN. Basil Chapman, he's up next with the Tiger Technicians Hour.